On the day Scott's grave was to be demolished, Emma arrived at the sealed West River coast, expecting a failed memorial. Then helicopters roared overhead, white mourning cloths tearing through the sky, and the river split for a cruise ship. Thomas stood on it, but who would dare stop him? "You're late." Just then, a young man with red hair and a cigarette in his mouth walked over. "Old man, why are you dawdling over there? Didn't I ask you to pack up and get lost? If you stay on, trust me, I'll put your lights out." Ben hurriedly nodded. Out of fear, his satchel fell. The young man was about to kick Ben when a loud bang rose. Ben stood uninjured. The red-haired youth laid 5 meters away. Thomas's imposing stature was already in front of Ben. "Why you? How dare you strike me? Do you know who I am?" Thomas walked forward and trampled Brendan Davis' face under his feet. Ben cried out, "Young master, don't act recklessly. He's Brendan Davis, the nephew of the company's chairman, Darcy Davis. We can't afford to offend them. Go." Brendan got up and waved his hand, and 8 security guards rushed out. "Do you really think you can leave just like that?" Ben hurried. "Mr. Brendan, I'm truly sorry. The young master just came home and is ignorant. I'll apologize." "Apology?" Brendan patted Ben's face. "What's the point of having law enforcers if apologies alone are sufficient? Kill that rascal and old man." "Attack." Thomas shook his head faintly and shielded Ben behind him. Just then, a silver BMW stopped. Darcy Davis got out. "Yo, aren't you Thomas Mayo? I heard you joined the military 5 years ago. Why did you return all of a sudden?" Darcy led Thomas into the big hall where the annual meeting was held. Scott had died less than a month ago, but everyone had forgotten. Darcy used the microphone and said, "Everyone, I would like to introduce Thomas Mayo, the older brother of Scott Mayo, the chicken-hearted and good-for-nothing former chairman who jumped to his death." The crowd laughed. Darcy continued, "I know why you're here. You just want to extort money for your brother's death. I can give you $5,000, as long as you say, Scott Mayo deserves to die thrice in front of everyone." Thomas stepped to the microphone. "I've come today to give you a message. Within 7 days, all of you will go to my brother's grave and kneel for 5 hours to atone. After 7 days, those who fail will be added to my blacklist." Laughter erupted. Darcy said, "Stop. Did I allow you to leave? Since your brother used his life to help me get promoted, I'll give you a chance. Kneel, beg me, admit your mistake, and I'll allow you to crawl out." Brendan and security guards surrounded Thomas with electric batons. "Kneel down, apologize, crawl out like a dog," Darcy said. "If he doesn't want to, just force him." As they closed in, 2 security guards were sent flying and fainted. "All of you, attack." Thomas swung his hand, forcing them away, then kicked each in the belly. All security guards lay coughing blood. Thomas walked to Brendan and placed his hand on his shoulder. Brendan kneeled. "Mr. Mayo, I'm sorry. Scott and I were close. Please forgive me." Thomas patted him. "Cherish your life." Then he walked out. No one dared stop him. Later, Thomas went to his in-laws. Johnson glared. "Thomas, you still have dignity to come home. I've heard about your brother. Shalom Technology is gone. Have you gotten any official positions?" Thomas shrugged, hardly considered one. Johnson raged. "You lost your company, failed in military, no job plans. What's the difference between you and a loser?" Emma came down. Johnson said, "My daughter is gorgeous. Many men asked for proposals, but she's been a widow because of you. I grew up with your father. He built Shalom Technology. Now your father disappeared. Your brother committed suicide. You have nothing. Are you still worthy of my daughter? I'll give you half a year. If you can't achieve success, pack and get out." At the Hill family banquet, Richard said, "I heard you joined the army. Have a seat." Harvard sarcastically asked, "Thomas, did you have a good life? Were you discharged for incompetence?" Thomas said nothing. Harvard continued, "The Mayo family still has Shalom Technology. You won't starve." Others reminded him Darcy owns it now. Harvard stared at Thomas. "Sorry, I forgot. Even if you lost your company, I'll take care of you. Come work as a security guard for $6,000 a month." Richard yelled, "We're a family. Be careful. Thomas, your situation isn't good. Work harder. Otherwise, don't attend the family banquet again." Emma's face turned pale. Then 10 white BMWs and a Bentley arrived. "Jade and Donald are here," Harvard said. Donald was a deputy commander. Richard personally welcomed him. There were 10 seats. Richard nonchalantly said, "Thomas, you stand for a while. I'll get you a chair later." Jade pointed. "Emma, is this your husband Thomas?" Harvard laughed. "Why introduce rubbish? His family fell. He failed in army. No job." Jade held Donald's arm. "Dear, can you get him a job?" Donald frowned. "Can anyone simply enter the war zone? What's your military rank?" Thomas said, "God of War." Donald sneered. "There is no such position. Stop making up stories." Emma felt embarrassed. Thomas said casually, "Perhaps you've not gotten in touch with him." Donald showed disdain. "Someone of lower status, yet shamelessly wants to prove himself. Get lost. I'll lose my appetite." Richard waved. "Emma, ask Thomas to eat at the corner." Emma dragged him away. "Do you know the word disgrace?" Thomas said, "Something genuine cannot be faked." Later, 3 Rolls-Royce arrived. Military officers presented 3 pennants for grandson-in-law's outstanding contribution. Richard thought of Donald. "Donald, your superior sent pennants. You've made the Hill family proud." Donald smiled awkwardly. He knew he didn't deserve them. Emma looked at the pennants, green with envy. Thomas mumbled, "I told them I hate red tape, yet they still delivered them." At the succession ceremony, Johnson brought Rhapsody beer as a gift. Thomas suggested it. When Johnson presented it, the crowd laughed. Rhapsody beer, $3.60 a bottle. Is he serious? The host threw it on the ground. Michael Elon, Johnson's rival, then presented a key to a $20 million villa. Michael returned to his seat. "Johnson, this time I'll be promoted as deputy director, and you'll get lost soon. You're a loser. Just like your son-in-law." Emma was furious. Thomas grabbed her hand. "Don't be angry. Michael will struggle soon." Emma doubted. The host said gifts would be delivered. Thomas sent a text. Samson came out and saw the Rhapsody beer on the floor. He picked it up, drank it, and raised it high. "These 6 bottles of Rhapsody beer are the chief officer's favorite." The crowd was dumbstruck. Samson explained, "On the West Coast, Rhapsody beer is the warrior's brother and lover. The person who gave this is the winner." Johnson's shame turned to joy. The crowd applauded. Then Samson took Michael's key. "Mr. Elon, how can a person with a $200,000 yearly income afford a $20 million villa? Where did you get the money?" Michael stuttered, fell to the ground. Samson ordered, "Arrest him." Police handcuffed Michael. He was dragged away. Samson warned, "Take back all gifts. The chief officer hates bootlickers. I'll forget it this time, but next time won't be lenient." He accepted only Johnson's beer. Later, Thomas visited Scott's grave. He was told the grave would be demolished in 5 days for reconstruction. Darcy planned to speed up the demolition. Thomas said, "Scott's grave will not be relocated. I'll renovate it to be the biggest and best grave in the city. I'll hold a grand funeral." 5 days later, Emma came to West River Coast. The riverbank was locked. No Hill family members came except her. Libra drove through the blockade. Emma panicked, turned back. "We'll be arrested." Libra laughed. "Even if God is with them, they wouldn't dare arrest me." They arrived at the grave. Emma asked, "Where's Thomas?" Libra pointed at the sky. 3, 2, 1, here he comes. Helicopters roared overhead. White mourning cloths hung from them. The river split apart, and a huge cruise ship approached. Thomas stood proudly on top. Darcy and Brendan were in a nearby SUV, with 3 truckloads of armed men. Darcy sneered, "I'm waiting to destroy Scott's grave before Thomas's eyes. Even if he begs, it'll be useless." Brendan said, "I've called 3 truckloads of fighters. We'll teach him a lesson." Thomas stepped off the cruise ship. Darcy stormed out, "Thomas, you think helicopters impress me? I have the permit to demolish every grave here, including your brother's." Thomas said calmly, "Authority, you're mistaken. Today, no one touches my brother's grave." Darcy shouted, "Men, seize him and tear down that grave right now." The armed men charged. Emma screamed. Thomas raised his hand. 12 figures in black combat gear slid down from helicopters, forming a circle. They disarmed the attackers in seconds, sending them flying. Brendan stumbled back. Who are these peoples?" Thomas said, "These are my soldiers. The 12 golden zodiacs. You never understood who you were dealing with." Darcy bluffed. "I'll report you." Thomas pulled out his blue notebook. Darcy Davis, your name is on my blacklist. 7 days to kneel. Today is the 7th. You failed. Thomas snapped his fingers. A helicopter lowered a screen showing Darcy accepting bribes and ordering the demolition. Darcy's legs gave way. Please, I'll pay you. Spare me. Thomas pointed at the grave. Kneel. Apologize to Scott. Beg his forgiveness. Darcy crawled to the tombstone, sobbing. Brendan followed.